Hello again, everyone. We're off and running on this latest edition, a Saturday edition of Thoroughbred Action here from Gulfstream Park West. Jason Blewett joining you, and a happy Sunshine Millions preview day. 9 stakes on today's 11-race card at Gulfstream West. You've come to the right place for some top-class action as we check out the weather and track conditions.
Fast and firm on a big day here at GPW. Partly sunny skies as well in Miami Gardens as we get tied on for the first of 11 on the turf at a Iona 16th. The Millions Turf Preview. Solid field, good division, and Pete Aiello is standing by.
Racing at GPW. Millions Turf Preview underway with Class and Cash away smoothly. Galleon Mass moves to be second. Up on the outside, Archer Road takes over third from Swagger Jagger in fourth. Down at the inside, Seattle Treasure, and unhurried at the back is Salute the Colonel. Down in front of us for the first time, and Nick Juarez center stage aboard Class and Cash, who leads the way by a length. Swagger Jagger is 3 wide while it's second now. Down at the inside, it's Galleon Masters in tight. Even in tighter than him was Archer Road, and he had to slam on the brakes and lost a bit of ground. Down at the inside, Seattle Treasure, and now slamming on the brakes and keyed up is Salute the Colonel. So around the first turn they go. The advantage to Class and Cash. He leads by a half a length. Swagger Jagger is second. Galleon Mass getting the perfect box seat trip third. Back to fourth and Archer Road. Then back to the outside and Salute the Colonel. At the rail, Seattle Treasure. Less than 5/8 to run on the race, and Class and Cash rationing out his speed, 3 parts better than Swagger Jagger. Galleon Masters racing from third, racing in fourth is Archer Road. Back to fifth and Salute the Colonel, and Seattle Treasure is last of the 6, inside half a mile away in the Millions Turf Preview. The advantage still belongs to Class and Cash. He has the lead by a neck, but Swagger Jagger turning up the pressure right now. Galleon Masters starting to get into high gear. Fourth is Archer Road. Fifth and 3 wide, Salute the Colonel. At the back is Seattle Treasure. With less than a quarter of a mile to go. They're at the top of the stretch. Nick Juarez throws across at Class and Cash. He cuts the corner and has Galleon Mass to deal with. Down the center in Archer Road, Seattle Treasure between horses. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go. Class and Cash is strong, but Galleon Mass is lunging now. Here's Galleon Mass at Class and Cash. Class and Cash, Galleon Mass. These two, it's a photo finish. Way too tough to call. It's Galleon Mass outside and Class and Cash inside in a thriller to start the day.
How about those grays? What a battle here in the first between the 5 Galleon Mass and the 2 Class and Cash. Tight photo, and in the end, Galleon Mass surged for the victory for trainer David Fawkes. Paco Lopez rode this son of Bizet Mass perfectly. Here's the second on the main we go. Millions Sprint Preview. These are Florida bred, 3 and up runners set to go with a field of 6.
And they're off in the Millions Sprint Preview. Splash Rules breaks right on the money. Croy has speed. Here's the invader, My Boy Lenny, toward the rail, moving to challenge. Up on the far outside, it's Game Day Drama. Field Trip finds himself off the speed today, while second last, and Particularity is the trailer. They go down the backstretch with Croy in front by a neck. Up on the outside, Splash Rules is second. My Boy Lenny at the rail third. Game Day Drama is fourth. Field Trip is fifth. And Particularity is being outrun. Inside half a mile away as they swing to the far turn. Toward the inside, it's Croy. To the outside and Splash Rules. Splash Rules turning up the pressure on Croy, and they sprint well clear of My Boy Lenny third. 5/16 to go. Splash Rules issues the challenge to Croy, who tries to battle back second. 5 clear of My Boy Lenny third. Field Trip is fourth, and there's less than a quarter of a mile to go. A hot and heavy duel up front. Croy on the inside. Splash Rules on the outside. Shoulder to shoulder for 3/16. It's Splash Rules outside with Croy with more on the rail. Croy battles back to take the lead. Splash Rules on the outside has his back against the wall as Croy is rising to the occasion. It's Croy in front. Splash Rules can't get by Croy. A double for Paco Lopez. Splash Rules second. Field Trip third. My Boy Lenny finished fourth.
Big speed and a determined effort from the 4 Croy beat Paco Lopez in his early double sweep. Paco a week removed from the BC Sprint win last Saturday with Roy H. Rode a nice one here for Midwest Thoroughbreds and trainer Armando de la Cerda in a strong rendition of the Million Sprint Preview. More stakes, more racing, and more GPW after this.
One of the world's most anticipated thoroughbred racing events of the year returns. The third annual Pegasus World Cup Invitational at Gulfstream Park in South Florida. Drawing competition from around the world with a $16 million purse split between 2 Grade 1 races. On the dirt and on the turf. Experience the incredible fashion, spectacular world-class service and entertainment, and the unrivaled adrenaline of the Pegasus World Cup Invitational. Saturday, January 26th at Gulfstream Park. Get your tickets now at PegasusWorldCup.com.
Welcome back to Saturday's edition of Thoroughbred Action. Race number 3 is the Millions Filly Mare Turf Preview on the grass, 7.5 furlongs as we send it on back to Big Pete.
And they're off. Sharp beginning for Picara from the center of the race course. Toward the inside, Southern Sis looks for some forward position with Regan's Rose on the outside. Away in fourth is Justy Senimo, then Thinking Cowtown. Spicy Nelly has to tap on the brakes while working toward the hedge. 2 to the trailers, 1 breath at a time, and Warranty. They charge around the first turn, and after that good beginning, it's Picara who has the lead by a length and a half. Southern Sis is there second, Regan's Rose on the outside third. Tucked in and moving up is Justy Senimo. Thinking Cowtown's a bit wide on the course. Then Spicy Nelly. Down at the inside, Warranty tries to secure the hedge, and 2.5 clear of 1 breath at a time. Down the backstretch and going to the half-mile point, and Picara and Zayas have them stacked and packed behind him. They lead the way by a length. Southern Sis is there second. Paco has not moved off the hedge on Warranty. She's all the way up into second. From between horses and now racing in fourth is Justy Senimo. Thinking Cowtown has plotted a wide course. Spicy Nelly's never had comfortable room to work. She's third last. Second last, 1 breath at a time. The trailer is Regan's Rose, and the leader is Picara. Picara fresh to the top of the stretch with a 1/4 mile left to get. Thinking Cowtown tries to get after a second. Warranty toward the rail, and between horses and Southern Sis, 3/16 to go. Zayas shakes up Picara, and she's got plenty left. Picara pours it on past the 8th pole and leads by 3. Southern Sis can only watch and wonder and rally into second, but Picara sharp in victory. She goes gate to wire while never facing a serious threat. Southern Sis second, Warranty third, then 1 breath at a time, and Justy Senimo to complete your high five.
Wow, what a nice ride here from jockey Edgar Zayas. He just got the 4 Picara settled, rating beautifully on the front end, and this filly by Turbo Compressor has slowly come into her own for trainer Todd Pletcher and P&G Stables here in South Florida. Picara, nice job today with Edgar Zayas, the meet's leading rider. 4th race out to 2 turns. The technical feature today. This one has our box office star who's walked the walk and talked the talk, Mr. Jordan, along with the 3 Deland. They are the big 2 in this $75,000 stake at 1.16 miles.
Racing in the Millions Classic Preview. From the outside, Jay's Way is offensive-minded. He's going to be put right on the lead here by Hector Barrios from Weiser, who comes away in second. Mr. Jordan is down inside ahead of Noble Drama, and Deland is 5th and last and allowed to settle under Jaramillo as they run into the first turn. Up front, Jay's Way has the lead by a length. On the outside, Weiser is second. Pocketed up third is the gray Mr. Jordan. Back to fourth is Noble Drama. 5th and last, while unhurried is Deland. They complete the opening quarter with Jay's Way in front by a length. On the outside, Weiser is second. Down at the inside, and Mr. Jordan from third. There's been no change in the plot here, although Deland now creeps a bit closer. He's 3 wide while racing in fourth, and down at the inside, it's Noble Drama. 5/8 to go in the Millions Classic Preview. Jay's Way in front by a length. Weiser is second. Mr. Jordan sequestered at the rail in third. 3 wide, Deland is fourth and starts to get a bit closer now. And Noble Drama's chirped along 5th and last, inside 1/2 mile away. Into the far turn they go with Jay's Way, trying to do it every step. He leads the way by a length. Weiser now has to quicken second toward the inside. Mr. Jordan's had no place to work yet. He's now back to fourth. 3 wide, Deland is third. And the heavy hitters are only a length off each other, although Jaramillo's got Mr. Jordan pinned in as Paco begs for racing room. There's a quarter of a mile left to go in the Millions Classic preview, and DeLand has now come away with the lead, but Mr. Jordan swings to the center to try to issue a challenge, and he's in full stride now. Weiser toward the inside. There's an eighth of a mile to go. DeLand has the lead now by a length. Mr. Jordan with those gray strides trying to get to him late. Down the center, and Noble Drama's coming on. Here's Mr. Jordan at DeLand. DeLand digs deep. Mr. Jordan surges but misses.
Wow, another tight finish, and what a day it's been so far for the Grays and jockey Paco Lopez. Mr. Jordan somehow, someway surged late, and he's now 5 for 5 over the main track here at Gulfstream West for Eddie Plesa Jr., 6-year-old by Cantharos, who's been very good for very long. Let's see where we go for race number 5. The races have been tight and great as we move on to the Philly Sprint 75K, 6.5 furlongs.
And they're up. Level beginning. Micah's Girl, the first to break the line with Global Beauty Coco on the outside. Here's Lovesick quickly up at the rail, and Lovesick puts a neck in front. Starship Nala is away racing in fourth, followed by Crumb Bun, then Busy Signal, who's out wide. Joe Sweetness is at the rail, and Select Friday works between horses with 5 furlongs left to go. Up front, Lovesick has the lead by a length. Micah's Girl in a flanking position in the two-path second. Starship Nala pockets up third, Crumb Bun on the improve fourth. Select Friday in and amongst rivals while fifth, then Joe Sweetness and Busy Signal. Busy Signal's a handful, trying to get into the clear, and the trailer is Global Beauty Coco. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. 3 furlongs left to go. Lovesick's been left alone throughout and leads the way a length and a half. Micah's Girl and Starship Nala second and third. Crumb Bun is next. Busy Signal will be about 5 wide while trying to get a rally going with a quarter of a mile left to go. Lovesick comes off the turn with the lead. Starship Nala trying to angle to her outside to try to get after a second. Down the center and Busy Signal. 3/16 to go. Lovesick on top by 2. Starship Nala set down after a second. 3 clear of Busy Signal third. 16th of a mile to go. Lovesick is still there. Starship Nala is second. Lovesick for Paco Lopez is third of the day. Lovesick by 2.5. Second, Starship Nala. Third was Busy Signal. Then Crumb Bun, closer for fifth. Select Friday or Micah's Girl.
And the beat goes on for jockey Paco Lopez, who wins yet another stakes on the card. In fact, we've run 5 today. Paco has won 4, all of them stakes races. What can you say? The one Lovesick faced a big hurdle. She had only run once. That race back in August at 4.5. She was stepping up here against a good field, but the result was the same. She was just a dominating winner for E5 Racing. Trainer David Fawkes and his second stakes win on the card, and Lovesick, a 2-year-old filly by Adios Charlie.
And Go Zepper is pulling away. Zepper blows them away with an eye-opening performance.
Awesome again has won!
Go Zepper kicking clear.
Judy the Beauty! And here we go, race number 6. A hearty welcome back to a big day here at Gulfstream West. 6th race on the card is a Florida-bred 2-year-old race. Stakes race, that is, dubbed the Juvenile Sprint, 6.5 furlongs.
Racing in the Juvenile Sprint. Max KO from an outside gate blasts away to take the lead from Perfect Answer, who comes away to race in second. Down inside, here's Fast Andrew. Fast Andrew's now all the way up into second. From the far outside, that's St. Michael, who's away in early fourth. Jackson, the big favorite, finds his feet mid-flight. Chinamato to his inside. Then it's a gap of 2 to Our Pride ahead of Lucky Runs North. 3 in front of Mr. Chocolate Chip, and no speed from Maddie's Last Dance, who's last of the 10 with half a mile left to go. Fast Andrew holds the inside edge in a narrow lead. Perfect Answer between horses. Max KO is 3 wide. St. Michael is trying to run home from fourth. Jackson is wide while fifth. He's on the improved Jackson in the yellow cap, about 4 lengths off the lead. Then it's Chinamato, 4 lengths clear of Mr. Chocolate Chip, and Lucky Runs North. Our Pride is called it a day. Maddie's Last Dance is underway as they run to the top of the stretch. Max KO, a quarter of a mile from home in front. Jackson now moves to be second, only a neck off the lead. Chinamato is third, and they're at the top top of the stretch. Jackson on the outside, Max KO toward the rail. Jackson now hits high gear and moves to a clear advantage. From the back, Maddie's Last Dance rallies from last and tries to get to Jackson with a 16th to go. It's Jackson on top by 2.5. Maddie's Last Dance is lunging late. Maddie's Last Dance trying to get to Jackson. Here's the line. It's a photo finish. Maddie's Last Dance on the outside, Jackson on the inside with Chinamato and Max KO.
I don't know if this was the trip most envisioned for the big favorite, the 7 Jackson. Not a lot of speed, very wide throughout, and although things worked against him, he still found a way to gut out the victory. This son of Cantharos, Florida bred, of course, for Tracy Pinchin, and Jose Pinchin is a pretty good horse. Misael Jaramillo is riding the deserving favorite. As we move on to race 7, for the first time today, we dip down out of stakes races. And although we don't have a stake, we've got a decent-sized field in this 2-year-old filly, Florida-bred maiden special weight, 5.5 furlongs.
And they're off. Very sharp beginning for Mertz from the center of the race course. Talkback has speed. At the rail, Brunette Princess moves up. And up on the outside, it's Cookie Cove not far away. These 4 are quickest. It's a gap of 3 lengths to February's Exclusive, who's down toward the inside. Then back to the outside, Stronger Cat ahead of Wildwood's Beauty. VK Legacy is next, and then it's a gap of 4 to the trailer. Whatever you say, dear. Past the half mile and moving to the far turn, and with the advantage, it's Mertz in front by a neck. Talkback is there second, Brunette Princess at the rail third. Cookie Cove is back to 4th. Wildwood's Beauty gears up for a run on the outside. She's in the red cap and all the way up into 3rd. Gap of another 2.5 lengths back to February's Exclusive, and they're at the top of the stretch. With this big sweeping move, here's Wildwood's Beauty, let go by Arietta on the outside to take the lead. Mertz cuts the corner and battles on second. Talkback from between horses is now 3rd. Down the center and Brunette Princess. 1/8 of a mile to go. Wildwood's Beauty still in front, and now she's clear by 2.5. With a big move around the turn, give it to Wildwood's Beauty for Scott Becker and Rainier Arietta by 3 in the end. Very close for second. Brunette Princess photos with Mertz to start the late pick 5.
How about that? The 3rd winner today for Cantharos, who began his stud career in South Florida, is now standing at Hillendale Farms in Kentucky, and he's got a good one here in the 7, Wildwood's Beauty, who launched that big slingshot move off the turn. Very impressive, shipping in from Chicago for trainer Scott Becker, who's based out in Chicago, and Rainier Arietta, the winning rider on this 2-year-old bred in Florida. Let's turn the page. We come up to race 8. We are back up into stakes company with the Juvenile Fillies Turf as we go 2 turns on the grass course at a mile.
Racing in the Juvenile Fillies Turf. Blazing Brook was away well. There goes Box of Gold from up between horses. On her outside, Lovely Lovey looking for forward position. And Jolie Bay from the top shelf joins the top horses. They pass the wire the first time, and it's Lovely Lovey in front by a head. Jolie Bay on the outside, second. Box of Gold backs off to race in 3rd. Decorated Ace is now racing in 4th in the 2-path. Down at the inside goes Classy Lynn. She's about 5 lengths off the lead. Then Vow to Recover and Blazing Brook. Snowzilla settles in second last, and Miss Maru is last of all as they race into the backstretch. Lovely Lovey and Misael Jaramillo, but only narrowly, as Jolie Bay and Jose Bautista on the outside second. Box of Gold pocketed up 3rd for Miguel Vasquez, 2.5 lengths off the pace setters. Then it's Decorated Acers down toward the inside 4th, followed 5th by Vow to Recover, who's crept closer. Classy Lynn is on her outside. Then Blazing Brook, who's 3 wide, while 3rd last. Snowzilla second last. Miss Maru is last with less than half a mile to go. They swing to the far turn and up front. Lovely Lovey now leads by a half a length. Jolie Bay on the outside giving the wake-up call to try to get after a second. Vow to Recover is going to try to ride the hedge into contention under Paco Lopez. She squeezed right through. She got inside of Box of Gold. She's a contender. She turns for home 2 lengths off the lead, and they're at the top of the stretch. With the advantage, Lovely Lovey set down now by Jaramillo in front to length and a quarter. Vow to Recover muscles into the clear now and runs at the leader. Here's Vow to Recover and Paco Lopez splitting rivals to take the lead. Decorated Ace on the outside, but to the finish, it's Vow to Recover. Today is Paco's day. He wins a half a length on Decorated Ace, who was second. Miss Maru rode home to photo with Box of Gold.
And the Paco show goes on here with the number 2, Vow to Recover. I get Paco rides a lot of short price, very live horses, but make no mistake, he made the difference with the choices that he made mid-race between Galleon Mast and Vow to Recover today. Turf rides flawless, Vow to Recover very sharp for Imaginary Stables, and Paul Braverman, Elizabeth Doble's the winning trainer, and Paco, boy oh boy oh boy, he's still got 3 more horses coming up. Let's see how he does. And in fact, we'll check out that next race in the 9th, the Millions Distaff. $75K on the line, 7 furlongs on the dirt. Paco looking for win 6 today aboard the 4. Yes, I'll go in a race they were betting a whole bunch.
They're off in the Distaff preview. From the far outside, Heaven's Pulpit begins very quickly, and Panichi is offensive-minded with her from Shanghai Starlet, who comes away in the top flight to race from second. Aerosol is now third. Miss Mishak is now racing fourth. Starship Bonita from between horses. Worth Avenue along the rail. Splitting horses next, improving her spot as Weekend Mischief alongside Yes, I'll Go. And then it's a gap of another 2.5 lengths to the trailer, Ula Gal. Down the backstretch and go into the half-mile point, and with the advantage, it's Heaven's Pulpit by a length. Aerosol is there second, Shanghai Starlet on the outside third. Worth Avenue parked at the rail in fourth. From between horses, that's Starship Bonita. Out wide on the course, Miss Mishak, 2 better than Yes, I'll Go, then Weekend Mischief, and Ula Gal. 3 furlongs left to go. Heaven's Pulpit has the lead. Up on the outside. Here's Shanghai Starlet now second. Aerosol is back to third. 2 back to Miss Mishak, who's trying to run home fourth. Worth Avenue is back to fifth, and there's a 1/4 mile left to go. Up front, Heaven's Pulpit surviving so far as Shanghai Starlet fully stretched to try to get after. Aerosol into the clear is next. Down the center, and Miss Mishak with a shot with an 1/8 mile left to go. Shanghai Starlet is now up to confront Heaven's Pulpit, who won't go away. Shanghai Starlet now takes the lead clearly by a length and a 1/4. Heaven's Pulpit is dead game, but she's second best to King of Prussia Stables, Shanghai Starlet, who wins by almost 2. Heaven's Pulpit was second. Third was Aerosol, and Weekend Mischief ran home for...
It's been all about the lead dogs. I get Paco's got 5 wins, but Amiseo Jaramillo and Edgar Zayas are the only other 2 riders to taste victories today. And Edgar Z, in fact, picks up his second, along with trainer Todd Pletcher, on a very gritty filly here by Shanghai Bobby in the 9 Shanghai Starlet for King of Prussia stable over a big long shot who ran great. The Grays have really been good today, and Heaven's Pulpit, who paid $16.60 to place. Last stake on the card, race number 10. A hearty welcome back as we head down the stretch. We'll go a mile on the turf, in the juvenile turf. How about that? 75 G's on the line.
Racing in the juvenile turf. Far outside, Sold at War gets the first call. Here's He'll Do moving to challenge, and He'll Do, the Delaware Invader, is put on the engine and leads past the wire the first time. Red Fog has to slam on the brakes as Sterling Drive's trying to secure his spot. Sold at War on the far outside. Mr. Wrenchit is down toward the rail ahead of Malios. Then comes Lucky Mike, and Megabucks is last of all as they run into the first turn. He'll Do comes away with the lead and leads 3 parts of a length over Sterling Drive, who gets the spot he wants. He's second. Down at the inside, it's Mr. Wrenchit from third. Up on the outside is Sold at War fourth. In between horses goes Red Fog. Then comes Malios ahead of Lucky Mike, who's on restraint, and 2 clear of the trailer, Megabucks. Down the backstretch they go, less than 5/8 to run. The pace starts to slow with He'll Do in front by a neck. Sterling Drive keeps the pressure on a bit second. Racing in third is up the inside Mr. Wrenchit ahead of fourth running Red Fog. Then Sold at War and Malios. Lucky Mike is at the rail, and Zaya starts to make some decisions on the trailer Megabucks with less than half a mile to go. Camacho and Sterling Drive up on the outside of the leader He'll Do, and now Sterling Drive is the leader. He'll Do will have to fight back second. Mr. Wrenchit is third. Red Fog is fourth. Megabucks splits horses and comes on next, followed inside by Lucky Mike, and they're at the top of the stretch. Sterling Drive off the top of the turn with the lead. Up on the outside, Megabuck starts to motor with Red Fog. Lucky Mike with a dream run through toward the rail, and he's now up into second with an 1/8 mile to go. Mr. Wrenchit is loose and charging, but Sterling Drive has the lead. Lucky Mike and Mr. Wrenchit. Sterling Drive close to home in front. Sterling Drive will win it. Lucky Mike second, Mr. Wrenchit was third, then He'll Do.
And let's wrap things up. Race number 11, your Saturday nightcap. Just 11 today, folks. We end the day with the maiden special weight for Florida-bred 2-year-olds. Let's go back to Pete.
And runners away. Slow to start was Fireman Fred. Quick to start was Mercutio from down toward the inside, and he'll put a neck in front early. Litigant moves to be second, up on the inside and follow his footsteps not far away. Far outside, Frank Alone comes away fourth. Then it's a gap of another 2 lengths back to Silver Drill, who's now fifth. It's a stretch of 2.5 to the newcomer Cold Warrior, racing ahead of He's Smoking Hot, who's dropped better than 5 lengths off the lead. Then it's a gap of another 3 to Beau Trace. Good Timing Man is far back in the early run. He's in last of all, in fact, as just in front of him, Fireman Fred and Fortune Nickel. Around the far turn and going to the top of the stretch, and Camacho and Mercutio in front off the turn by a length and a quarter. Follow his footsteps second. Litigant is now third. Trying to run home is Silver Drill, and Frank Alone kicks it out as they turn for home. Mercutio now leads by 2.5. Follow his footsteps is second. Here's a good late run from Beau Trace down the center. Beau Trace is gaining ground on Mercutio, but time ticking away. Mercutio is still in front, and Mercutio is a wrapped-up winner with his ears up. He'll win by 3. Second is He's Smoking Hot. Third is Follow His Footsteps. Fourth is Beau Trace, ahead of a Litigant, who completes the high five.
Big day, and Paco Lopez, boy, he continues to ride really well. Congratulations to all the winners, including a horse I have a very soft spot for in Galleon Mast, who was just so solid with a great ride in the first. We do it all again tomorrow, a first race post Sunday of 12 noon. Good night, everybody.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired.